Hi everyone, I'm EscoBlades from Xbox Game Zone and welcome to this video preview for Ghost Recon Future Soldier multiplayer. We recently got the chance to go check out the game, get some hands-on time with the multiplayer and guerrilla mode, and chat to some of the Red Storm Entertainment developers. So sit back and enjoy the video. Future Soldier's multiplayer is set to launch with 10 maps, 4 objective-based modes, and 3 specialization classes available to players right out of the box. The 3 different classes are mirrored across the multiplayer's 2 playable factions, which are the Ghosts and their Russian counterparts, the Bodark. The 3 classes players will be able to choose from are the Rifleman, the Scout, and the Engineer. We caught up with Evan Champlin, who is the senior level designer and authenticity expert for Red Storm Entertainment on Ghost Recon Future Soldier, and he explained a bit more about the maps and the modes that are shipping with the multiplayer.
My name is Evan Champlin. I'm the lead level designer at Red Storm, and we work on the adversarial Ghost Recon Future Soldier.
Okay, so we've checked out some of the multiplayer at the moment.
Sure, yeah.
Could you just tell us a bit about the modes that are going to ship and how many maps?
Yeah, no problem. There's 10 maps. All 4 game types are playable on the 10 shipping maps. The first one is Conflict. Conflict is basically our team deathmatch. It's the closest thing we have to team deathmatch. The difference is that the focus is on objectives. Objectives spawn randomly throughout the map, and basically the team that can capture those objectives wins. So it's really not about the kills, it's about the objectives. The second game type that we have is called Decoy. Decoy starts with 3 objectives, 2 of which are basically decoy objectives, so they're kind of like traps. So if you happen to capture one of those, you're going to have intel on your team for a short period of time. Once you capture the good objective, then it unlocks a final objective. And it's kind of a linear experience, so you progress into that. The third game type is Saboteur, and Saboteur is a bomb-style objective. So basically a briefcase spawns in the center of the map, and the teams race to capture the bomb, and when you pick it up, you carry it to the other team's base and you plant it. The fourth one is Siege, and Siege is kind of a throwback to our old school Blind Siege, and some of the original Ghost Recon titles, and basically it's a single elimination game type in which the attacking team is assaulted on a single objective, or they can eliminate the team and the defending team is trying to eliminate the enemy team.
With the heavy emphasis on teamwork and objective play in GRFS, players will need to fully understand the strengths and weaknesses of both the classes and weapons available to them in-game, as well as how they complement their specific playstyles. Now, the Rifleman is the squad's forward assault soldier. He possesses increased armor which allows him to take more damage to center mass than the other 2 classes. His main unlock is the ammo box, which enables both self and team resupply. If you choose to be a rifleman, you'll have the choice of assault rifles or light machine guns. The latter allow you to lay down a sustained volley of suppressing fire for your team. The Engineer is the intel specialist. He possesses a laser warning system that alerts the player when they are within the sights of an enemy scope. His main unlock is of course the UAV drone, which allows him to detect enemy positions and share that intel with his team. Engineers also have access to the sentry turrets. Now, if you choose to be an engineer, you'll have a choice of shotguns or personal defense weapons, both of which excel at close quarters combat. The Scout is the ghost of the squad, utilizing optical camo to conceal his location from almost all intel devices. Almost all of them. The Scout's main unlock is the stun mine, a non-lethal trap that incapacitates the enemy, allowing for a data hack which provides intel on enemy locations for both the Scout and his team. The Scout's optical camo can also be upgraded to augmented camo, which allows for concealment while on the move. If you choose to be a Scout, you'll have the choice of sniper rifles or submachine guns. GRFS will feature 52 weapons and 49 attachments, all of which are fully customizable in gunsmith mode. We caught up with Tommy Jacob, who is the creative director for the multiplayer on GRFS, to talk a little bit more about the mode.
Well, one of the beauties of Gunsmith is it's something that you get introduced to in that you have to unlock the items that you're going to modify, the things you're going to modify in your gun as you level.
Yeah.
So when you first get into the game, there's nothing, the modifications that you're making are just basically between your weapon choices, and all the modifications are still locked.
Yeah.
So as you progress, you slowly get introduced to all these pieces and all the parts. The beauty of it is you can try these things out at your own leisure. You can go into Gunsmith, you don't have to spend the point. You can take any modification at a time into the firing range and to see how that modification impacts the performance of your weapon. So certainly there's a lot of information, there's a lot of modifications that are going to be available to the player, and for some players it may be more than they're interested in investing. The beauty of that is we don't rely on Gunsmith to make a player effective in combat. Sure, there are early modifications that we anticipate all players are going to make. The optic. You know, the first gun point that you can spend, most people are going to go in there and they're going to throw a red dot, throw some kind of optic on their gun. But beyond that, it really comes down to, does the gun perform the way you expect it to perform or you want it to perform for your playstyle? It may, out of the box, it might do exactly what you want. You may also be a player that's newer to shooters and not even be familiar with what the modifications can offer you. So it's really a matter of how quickly you want to introduce yourself to it. It's definitely something that we want to pace players. And we saw that in here today. When you're playing on a LAN match and everything's unlocked, every modification is available, it can become overwhelming, which is why we have the optimize feature. You can go into, start a LAN server on your own, and you can play with, within the firing range. You can do all the optimizations. So you can optimize for range, you can optimize for maneuverability, you can optimize for power. And then you can see what those changes are, and then you can look at that list of modifications it's made and make that your shopping list for how you're going to spend your points. So certainly with that amount of modifications, with that amount of possibilities, there's a lot of investment that the player could make. But at the same time, they could go into this system and essentially pull out a blueprint for the weapon that's going to allow them to play as effectively as they want within their play style.
Awesome. Okay.
And we fully anticipate that the community is going to support that. We fully expect that there will be people dedicated to, you know, if this is your play style and this is your gun that you like to use, this is how you need to set it up. So we're fully anticipating community support and input on that as well.
Okay, that's cool.
Players who wish to get an early look at the Ghost Recon Future Soldier multiplayer can take part in the multiplayer beta, which runs from April 19th up until May 2nd for both Xbox 360 and PS3. Here's Tommy talking a little bit more about the beta.
Very exciting. We're thrilled about the beta. We can't wait to get the beta out to the public and to be able to start getting real good data on what's working right, what we need to tune. We have a lot of stuff that's going to be cloud tunable. We're looking forward to getting that feedback from the community so we can make those adjustments. So.
And that's actually a nice segue into the question I wanted to ask, which was, a lot of people have said the beta is so close to release, it's not a beta, it's a demo. But it's an actual beta.
It is a beta. It's a beta. Like I said, we have so many systems that are cloud tunable. Thank God for technology.
Yeah.
You know, we can make modifications to things after launch that don't require title updates, that don't require DLC purchases. It's an update. We'll make a modification to a piece of equipment and the radius in which it's effective, and it's available immediately. So we fully intend to support the game post-launch.
Okay, that's good. So let's talk about the beta a little bit. What can players expect for those who've been living under a rock and haven't actually kept up with any footage?
So sure. So the beta is going to actually ship with 2 game types. We're going to have Conflict, which is what we refer to as our team-based, objective-based team deathmatch. In all the game types in Ghost Recon Future Soldiers multiplayer, they're all objective-focused. So in all very much team-based focus as well. Conflict is the most accessible way to get into that. We have, I believe there's around 5 objective types. They appear at random locations, at random types throughout the match. And the team that takes the most objectives at the end of the match is going to win. We also have the Saboteur game type. In Saboteur, the match starts with a bomb located at a central position in the map. It's both sides' objective to acquire the bomb and then to transport it to a bomb point that's closer to the enemy spawn. In doing this, the bomb carrier is severely impacted by his effectiveness in combat. He is moving at a slower movement speed. He's only allowed to access his sidearm. So it really requires teamwork. The teamwork is so critical to, as you saw, teamwork is extremely critical to being effective and coming out on top in that game type. We're going to be playing both of these game types across 2 maps. We have both our largest and smallest map that's going to be available in multiplayer available. The largest map is the Mill map. Mill map is a very organic map. It's set in a kind of a village setting.
Okay.
With lots of undulating terrain.
Yeah.
And our pipeline map is more of an industrial setting. It's set in a oil refinery pipeline that's kind of being invaded by a shanty village. So you've got some shanty setting as well as industrial. So those two contrasting map styles in terms of scale and the visual presentation, and then just the construction in general, are going to be available in the beta.
Awesome.
The other thing that we have available is the full character progression is going to be able to be unlocked. So you're able to take all 3 roles all the way up to max at level 50. All the equipment's going to be available. All the weapons are going to be available. Full access to Gunsmith and all the customization points as well.
Okay. Ghost Recon Future Soldier launches in the US on May 22nd and in the UK on May 25th for Xbox 360 and PS3. The PC version launches in stores and on digital download on June the 15th. Be sure to keep it locked to Xbox Game Zone for more reviews and previews and more coverage of Ghost Recon Future Soldier. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.